this is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades. This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades.
The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable e-cash, a method whereby on the internet you can transfer funds from A to B without A knowing B or B knowing A. The way in which I can take a $20 bill and hand it over to you, and there's no record of where it came from. And you may get that without knowing who I am. That kind of thing will develop on the internet, and that will make it even easier for people to use the internet. Of course, it has its negative side. It means that the gangsters, the people who are engaged in illegal transactions will also have an easier way to carry on their business.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks moving up early. But guys, the only thing you have to do is look at the actual yield rates. But we have investors says Bitcoin ETF is 99.9% done deal. And I can agree with that, and I'll go over that later. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates. Early morning was pushed down. They're moving up slightly, but still lower. And of course, that helps stocks and cryptos. We have the dollar down. Of course, helps stocks and cryptos. We have volume and crypto slightly up. We have Tether, USDC, and TUSD. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo went up from Friday to $724 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis. We know Janet Yellen is tapping that. And when we had Jerome in the house, he talked about rate cuts. But don't forget, guys, 2% inflation is still their goal. So we have to run into a crisis or a distraction in order for them to start cutting rates. And we know the NWO are the master magicians. We hear the drums are beating. We see all the movies playing. We have so many distractions, it's ridiculous. Make sure you watch the Patreon video I did last night. But guys, remember, the drums are beating. It's all for the 4th Industrial Revolution. The robots, algorithms, and drones, and this digital transformation that Michael Saylor finally admitted to. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale, sending about $32.9 billion. But we have Kathy Woods dumps 800,000 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and buys Block Inc. shares. And this is definitely a signal that the Bitcoin ETF is 99.9% done. But of course, there will be a conflict of interest if she's holding a spot Bitcoin ETF when she's trying to do a spot Bitcoin ETF. We know Grayscale is trying to change that trust into the ETF. So Kathy Woods is not going to fund someone else's spot Bitcoin ETF when she has her own. That wouldn't make any sense. Now we have the SEC delay several Ethereum ETFs pushing final decision to make. Also, we have crypto firm 7RCC applies for spot Bitcoin ETF with an eco-friendly twist. 80% Bitcoin, 20% carbon credit futures. And this is a plan and moves in phases. We know first we had Bitcoin, then we had altcoins, DeFi, gaming tokens, NFTs, ordinals. Now, of course, carbon credits is waiting to take its turn. You just have to make sure you're getting yourself in position. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have List blockchain will become an Ethereum layer 2 via Optimism and Gelato. Now we have Bitwise pushing adoption. Bitwise launches the crypto ETF media campaign with the most interesting man in the world. He once met Satoshi and gave him a few pointers. And this commercial is definitely going to push adoption. I see it everywhere, and I see everyone talking about it. Remember, media is used to control the minds of the masses. And then lastly, guys, we have Montenegro court cancels extradition approval of Do Kwon. So, guys, we see the movies keep continuing. And don't forget, Luna was used as an excuse for the first banking crash. They were used as the scapegoat when we know it was all the Fed. So never forget the NWO are the master magicians. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.